Tonight on the Northwestern News Report, millions protest the Trump administration. We'll take you to No Kings protests held across Chicagoland.
And the White House is proposing a change to international visas. How are students and staff reacting to a potential shakeup?
Plus, we'll go on the ice with Northwestern's first all-women's club hockey team.
All that and more tonight on the Northwestern News Report.
It's your news right now. Welcome to the Northwestern News Report. I'm Lena Peterson.
And I'm Jonas Calderon. Blum's Saturday was one of the largest days for protest in U.S. history. That's when the second round of No Kings protests against the Trump administration's policies took place.
Organizers say more than 7 million people participated nationwide. Lilia Tekle was at one of the largest in the country in Chicago's Grant Park. But first, Jeremy Fredricks reports from Evanston.
Several thousand people filled Fountain Square on Saturday chanting, protesting the Trump administration, which they say is acting in an authoritarian manner. Organizers say this weekend's turnout in Evanston was higher than any other anti-Trump protest held this year. Outside of Mensch's, which was closed Saturday in support of protesters, I met Anna C. Roosevelt, who came to protest the administration's immigration policies.
Each time there's a poll, the support of everybody for the way the Trump administration is handling immigration is going down, 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 as is his approval rating.
Volunteers are handing out pamphlets like these. This one is from No Kings, telling attendees to know their rights. This one is from Indivisible Evanston, giving attendees steps to take after the Saturday protest.
I follow things. I'm concerned about what's going on in the country right now.
It was Phil Crifield's first anti-Trump protest.
Let's save America, let's save democracy.
And I'm Lilia Tekle here in Grant Park, Chicago, where one of Chicago's many No Kings protests is happening today. Thousands, as seen behind me, are expected to participate in the peaceful protest against the Trump administration's policies. This is one of thousands of protests happening nationwide.
We are here to be here for our community, to say everybody has rights, and we will not stand for them being taken away.
Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back!
Many signs were directed towards issues concerning ICE, healthcare, National Guard deployment, LGBTQ rights, and more.
My friends and family, we're immigrants, and I just want to prove a point that we're not here alone.
An estimated 250,000 Chicagoans participated in the peaceful protests stretching around 2 miles in the city.
I love America, and I'm here hoping for the best, so that's it.
And Lilia Tekle joins us now. Now, do you think the protesters are going to get this change that they're hoping for?
Some of the protesters I spoke to said they felt good about the magnitude of the turnout, while others are skeptical whether these rallies will affect real policies and legislation.
Well, it was a huge crowd there. Thank you for your excellent reporting, Lilia.
At least one person was taken into custody by ICE agents this morning. That's according to the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights. It comes after Evanston Mayor Daniel Biss reported that one person was detained by ICE on Thursday. Federal agents have been spotted in the southwestern side of the city, particularly around Oakton Street. That's where 2 people were detained earlier this month. Biss is encouraging people to report ICE activity to the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights hotline. That's 855-435-7693.
Last Monday, the Evanston City Council voted unanimously to ban federal civil immigration enforcement operations on city property, including parking lots and garages. This coming after Mayor Daniel Biss confirmed ICE agents were present in Evanston Sunday morning. The decision also directs city staff to use physical barriers when necessary to limit ICE's access to city-owned properties and to distribute signs.
Go ahead, call this sequencing. So you want to get multiple angles.
It is really a difficult time right now for a lot of our undocumented residents, or in reality anyone who looks like me. Every single day, nonstop, people just in fear.
City leaders encourage residents to speak out or record encounters where they believe people's rights are being violated.
The city of Evanston is facing a $14.5 million budget deficit for 2026. To balance the books, staff recommend pulling $9.1 million from reserves and a $6.5 million property tax increase. This would cost the average Evanston homeowner roughly $210 more per year.
And again, I don't necessarily want to raise taxes, but now we find ourselves probably having to do that at a high amount, because we wouldn't take that chance last year because everybody was up for election.
As a consolation for homeowners, the city proposes to keep water and sewer rates flat. Another addition to the new budget, a new Parks and Recreation Fund to improve transparency on the true cost of running rec programs. As the final vote approaches, the council will continue to discuss the 2026 budget and what it means for Evanston residents. Envision Evanston is the city's comprehensive plan for the future. It took one more step toward the present yesterday with the city council finalizing the draft. The council will vote to approve this version as early as November 10th.
A federal judge is giving Northwestern the green light to discipline students for not completing its required bias training. 2 grad students and Northwestern Graduate Workers for Palestine filed class action lawsuit, which the judge heard yesterday, alleging that NU's required training discriminated against Palestinian students and supporters. That lawsuit also alleges the university violated multiple civil rights acts. On Monday, the judge declined to block Northwestern from punishing the students, who could lose student status, research funding, and health insurance. In court yesterday, Northwestern's lawyers say 16 students have not completed those required trainings.
Last Thursday, members of Northwestern community voicing their concerns in the first State of the University address. Students, faculty, and staff discussed issues they are facing, from changing employee tuition benefits, failing to acknowledge dangers international students face, and the enforcement of the anti-bias training video. The event was organized by Northwestern's American Association for University Professors chapter following interim president Henry Bienen's address to the Faculty Senate last Wednesday.
I thought it would be a great idea to do a State of the University from the point of view of staff, students, postdocs, and faculty.
The conference featured speakers from Northwestern's American Association of University Professors, the University Under Threat Together for Tuition, Northwestern Postdoctoral Unit, and Northwestern's Graduate Workers.
President Trump has extended his funding offer to all American universities, and despite a Monday, October 20th deadline, no universities have signed on so far. The offer originally was only proposed to 9 schools and said that in exchange for more access to federal funding, universities would pledge to Trump's policy priorities. Among these include providing data on international students, accepting and conforming to the government's definition of gender, and restrictions on employees' political expression. Interim President Henry Bienen said at the State of the University address that although he wants to make a deal with the government, he will not be signing any agreement that, quote, hinders the autonomy of the university. NNN has reached out to the university for comment but has not heard back in time for air. We'll continue to follow how Trump administration policies impact Northwestern. And coming up, there are thousands of international students and staff at Northwestern. The White House is proposing changes that could impact them. We'll explain after the break.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Ready, set, go!
Last month, the Trump administration imposing an additional $100,000 fee for new H-1B visa applications through a presidential proclamation. NNN's Chris Kim has more on concerns the changes raise for Northwestern and international employees.
When Spanish and Portuguese professor Alejandra Uzlengi finished her PhD program as an international student, she accepted a faculty position at Northwestern University.
That contract, in my case, came with the option to transition into an H-1B visa.
Prospects like that may be disappearing. Proposed changes for H-1B visas could reduce opportunities for international scholars. H-1B visas allow non-U.S. citizens to legally work specialized full-time jobs in the United States. Political science professor Ian Hurd explains H-1B applicants are important for Northwestern's mission.
A great university wants to be able to attract the best faculty and the best scholars, so it helps to be able to bring people to Northwestern from anywhere in the world.
Though the White House has not yet clarified if these changes will apply to universities, the uncertainty still raises concerns for many departments.
Without a clear set of rules, you can't do the task of hiring international people.
A task Emily McGuire, chair of the Spanish and Portuguese department, has been doing for years.
These are all fields that are international and transnational in nature, both in terms of the work we do and in terms of the academics that we're in conversation with.
Fewer H-1B applicants
would be diminishing the kind of expertise these institutions can provide.
These proposed changes creating uncertainty for current H-1B visa holders. Gender and Sexuality Studies Director Paola Zamperini has had to consider
what advice to give, not just to our colleagues, but also to graduate students, postdocs who are currently in the US on an HB1 visa status.
Zamperini concerned what the change can mean for education's future.
Being in the 21st century where we're all globally connected, right? And seeing that eliminated, I think it's something that will diminish us for years to come.
Keeping hope while navigating visa changes. Chris Kim, Northwestern News Network.
The Global Nurse Force and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce have filed lawsuits challenging the fee changes. Court dates for either case are yet to be decided.
Last week, a grand jury indicted former D65 Superintendent Devon Horton on 17 federal charges related to wire fraud, embezzlement, and tax fraud. At the special board meeting last Tuesday, board president Sergio Hernandez stepped down. He was appointed to the board in January 2017. Horton's superintendent tenure began in 2020, and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Illinois says he allegedly misused the district's credit card, defrauding nearly $300,000. His arraignment is scheduled for October 23rd. The board unanimously elected Pat Anderson as the new board president.
Last month, the Evanston History Center opening its latest exhibit titled Refashioning History. NNN's Daniel Kent took a look at the pieces on display.
Among ornate objects and intricate historical details, the Refashioning History exhibit presents pieces by local designers side by side with historical garments from the Evanston History Center's collection.
And what's interesting is that each of the designers have very unique and interesting artist statements about what about this historic collection was interesting to them, what caught their eye, and then how they use that as inspiration for their new pieces.
The center chose 9 designers to display their work, themed Pleats to Meet You, focusing on the presence of pleats throughout history.
Pleats are something that I can relate to given my age. I went to elementary school having to wear a skirt that was highly pleated, and then I moved to the next set and I realized, oh, it's pleats, it's going to be pleats all through it.
The exhibit sparking conversation and intrigue among visitors.
It's really interesting to see people's curiosity about a piece of fabric usually and how that can lead into bigger discussions, right?
From fabric folds to shoes and buttons, Fabian DeCastro says the exhibit offers a window into intricate fashion and nuanced history of the past.
Tools, the irons, and the crimpers that were put behind the displays spoke to me of going up to our cabin where we found old implements that I hadn't really thought of the context of their use.
Sewing together classic style and the modern era, one stitch at a time. Daniel Kent, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Daniel.
Now, the cloudy weather didn't stop a sunny reunion of loved ones and college students during family weekend. Parents and friends arrived from all over, some seeing their kid for the first time since move-in. They spent the weekend creating new memories through events including Acapalooza, bisque painting, and Northwestern's win over Purdue.
Well, we wanted to come see Connor, and there's just a lot of events this weekend, so a lot of fun stuff to do for us and then for the other kids too.
The joy of seeing her face and giving her a hug is worth it.
Now, Lena, did your parents come this week?
They did, and it was so much fun to go to the game with them and do things together. What about you?
So my parents didn't come, but my mom's coming to visit in a few weeks, so I'm really excited for that.
Really exciting. And now we turn to Bob's Pizza hosting its final trivia night tonight. NNN's Victoria Ryan is outside of Bob's with more.
Thanks, Lena. Now, I'm here at Bob's Pizza on Davis Street, just steps from Northwestern's campus. And as many Northwestern students can tell you, this is the place to be on Tuesday nights. Their weekly trivia drawing hundreds of students here throughout the years. And people get here hours early and bring their homework just to get a table. But unfortunately, this will be the last trivia night here at Bob's because they announced recently they will be closing their doors at the end of the month. But I do have Matt here. He runs the trivia here at Bob's, and he has a special announcement. What's your announcement?
Hi everybody, I have big news. We just closed the deal this afternoon. We are moving. We are going to keep trivia going, but it is going to be at Prairie Moon right around the corner. So it's still going to be everything the same. Still from 8 to 10 p.m. Still with $30, $20, and $10 gift cards. Still with everything the same. Prairie Moon cuts a great deal, and we are so happy that we're going to keep this going exactly the same. Same host, same storekeepers, same everything, but it's now going to be at Prairie Moon right around the corner.
And you heard it here, Northwestern students. Next week, not even missing a week, they will be moving to Prairie Moon Trivia, Tuesdays, 8 to 10 p.m.
Thanks, Victoria, and we will see you at Prairie Moon, but Bob's will definitely be missed. Up next, guests of Northwestern students found their worlds in screaming color at the Art Institute. We'll be right back.
Trying to work my way out of the prison system was the most difficult challenge of my life. It only became tangible once I became a Northwestern student.
One, two, three, four.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
It's shaping up to be a chilly week.
And NNN's chief meteorologist, Emmanuel Perez Martinez, is here in the studio with our forecast. Emmanuel?
You may have noticed all the wind and rain today, thanks to this strong low pressure system and cold front that pushed through Chicago and Evanston that brought those dropping temperatures, the winds, and the showers. Now, talking about wind gusts, there have been reports of falling trees in Lincolnwood, which is south of Evanston. Here we have wind gusts of 30 miles per hour in Evanston, 40 miles per hour in Chicago. Now, these winds are moderate cold winds, which means these winds are bringing our temperatures drastically down quickly. It is 47 degrees here in Evanston, 48 in downtown Chicago. It is 46 in Wayne, and it is 46 degrees in Naperville. As that low pressure system moves eastward, the rain and the clouds will persist into tomorrow morning. Now, as that low moves east, the winds will carry on until Wednesday with wind gusts upwards of 36 miles per hour with temperatures at 46 and cloudy skies. Thursday, mainly clear skies with temperatures sitting at 50 degrees. Friday, mainly clear skies with temperatures at 52 degrees. Saturday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 52. Sunday, the clouds will fully return with a slight rise in temperatures with temperatures sitting at 55.
Thanks, Emmanuel, for that forecast.
For some students, Parents' Weekend festivities started on Thursday with the Northwestern Night at the Art Institute. Dana Miller spoke to students enjoying the event.
NU students welcoming family and friends to Chicago with the city's best art.
I think that art makes us feel more connected in moments of overwhelm and isolation. I think it's really useful in finding a sense of solace.
For Thursday only, guests of Northwestern students given free admission to the Art Institute of Chicago.
It makes it fun, right? Like, I got to bring some of my friends who don't go to Northwestern, and so I get to take part in this cultural and educational experience with them, and then we're going to dinner afterwards, so it's just, we're making a night out of it, and that makes it more fun.
Students, family, and friends exploring artworks such as Rakib Shah's Paradise Lost.
So being able to have free access, events like this, allows us to learn from art and life experience, which I think is beneficial to all of our educations, regardless of what school you're part of.
Students enjoying the best that Chicago art has to offer. Ben Dannemiller, Northwestern News Network.
Even after Parents' Weekend, Northwestern students receive free admission to the Institute.
By next week, 15 new pickleball courts will open to the public at James Park. One court is wheelchair accessible and the outdoor facility has floodlights for nighttime matches. NNN's Uma Morris went to check it out.
Nearly a year ago, Elder Dos Santos, a local cheese seller, petitioned the city to construct brand new pickleball courts and got about 1,000 signatures.
In a one-year period, we've been able to take our dream of having dedicated outdoor courts in Evanston to a reality of here we are at James Park, and we're so close to having it open and ready for play.
An initial hurdle, Evanston's tennis community.
Some of those park board meetings got pretty heated because the tennis community, I think, felt that we were trying to take something away from them.
Ultimately, 15 new pickleball courts replaced the tennis courts in James Park, while tennis courts were resurfaced at Leahy, Mason, and Ackerman parks. Clear calls it a win-win situation.
My name is Gerald Day. I want to say bonjour. I want to say kumawiye to all the Haitians.
Day is the president of the Haitian Community Organization. He hopes to introduce pickleball to Evanston's Haitian, Jamaican, African, and Black community.
I just want this to be inclusivity of the whole town, of the whole situation, of the whole community, to bring the community together.
The leaders of this effort hope to bring out people of all ages and backgrounds to give pickleball a swing. Uma Morris, Northwestern News Network.
The courts will be ready and free to use after nets are installed later this week. Up next, they're skating their way into history. We'll introduce you to NU's first all-woman hockey team.
I'm Kelly McEvers, founding host of the NPR podcast Embedded.
I'm James Edwards, host of the Unresolved podcast from Frontline.
I'm Antonia Cereijido, former senior producer of Anything for Selena podcast and current executive producer at Elias Studios.
My narrative, since I've been locked up and kind of made my transition, has been like redemption, accountability.
When I come into the classroom environment, every individual that sits amongst me takes education seriously.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Northwestern's first all-women club hockey team is gliding through its first season. And then Linda Montejo Bartolone has more on how the team came together.
Team president Mia Rooney knew she wanted to play ice hockey while at Northwestern, but her only option was the co-ed, predominantly male hockey team.
I'd contacted the men's coach, but I got a little nervous coming to school because playing with men is definitely more challenging than playing with just women.
Rooney said she comes from a long line of athletes playing hockey since she was 3. By her junior year, Rooney could no longer stay away from the ice.
I decided to get a group of girls together, see if we could make it work, and thank God I was just worried about finding enough players, and it all worked out.
Rooney's efforts opened the gates for players like first-year Medill student Cameron Heon. She's played hockey since she was 5, joining Team Mexico at just 15 years old.
It's been an honor to be a part of the first women's ice hockey team here. It's been a lot of fun. We've definitely all helped each other out.
Though new, the team has been icing the competition, winning their first home game against Notre Dame.
Played here at home on Friday night, and we had a pretty big crowd considering. We played a really good game overall, being that we only had a few practices before, and it was just a great experience.
With a long season ahead, Rooney has plenty of goals for the team.
I feel like women's sports are definitely on the rise, so I think it's great that we're starting a team. Hopefully someday we can go NCAA and play in the Big Ten and just build like a strong foundation for this club to move up in the future.
Breaking the ice for women's hockey at Northwestern. Linda Montejo Bartolone, Northwestern News Network.
The team is traveling to Ohio for a game against Ohio State this Friday. We'll be sure they hear our cheers from here in Evanston.
So Lena, have you ever competed or played hockey?
I haven't. I've only been to one NHL game, so what about you?
I've been to one hockey game in my entire life, and it was in, of all places, Florida, and it was definitely not worth it. But, we'll hope they do well in this new team.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch them. And that is all the time we have tonight on the Northwestern News Report. I'm Lena Peterson.
And I'm Jonas Calderon Blum from all of us here at the Northwestern News Network. Good night.